Hello, Flosstube. Good afternoon. It is, golly, it's 2 o'clock here. Today is Saturday, May 2nd. I'm Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches. And this is my Flosstube update number 115. This is a channel about cross stitch, and we're going to talk about my whips, about Maynia. It's the second day of Maynia, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit. And then I have a few things that are going to be in the my Etsy shop, Three Sisters Creative, and I'll have the link to that below, so you can check that out. And I have a bunch of haul. Hobby Lobby here in Phoenix was open today. I don't know if it opened. It was open yesterday, I think. And so I don't know. I know somebody had posted that their Hobby Lobby in their area was open like on Fridays and Saturdays, and so I don't know if ours is open. As far as I know, it's open, Monday through Saturday. Now, I don't know if as of May 1st or whatever, but anyway. So my sister and I went to Hobby Lobby, and I spent entirely too much money there, and bought a lot of stuff. And actually, I'm going to start off with that because like I said, it's a lot of stuff, and I want to get it out of the way that I bought. So that, and I have a little bit of other haul that I got. So the first thing I want to talk about was this. Sorry about the glare, but I'm not going to take it out of plastic. But it's a magnetic board. There's some magnets here. There's that you can use to like stick a pattern or whatever to the board. And there's a magnetic ruler here. And I have I don't know, I bought it a long time ago, like a magnetic. It has little magnets on the end, but it's a magnifying line thing. You can put on a line of a pattern, and it magnifies the symbols, and I've used it a little bit, but not very often, because I really didn't have a magnet board like this to put it on. And I was just last night I was having to look at my pattern closely while I stitched to make sure I was in the right place, because it was, I did a lot of counting and make sure I'm counting off the right one and all that. And so I had my pattern, like my working copy, folded up in one hand and trying to stitch with the other, and it was like awkward. And then really I didn't have to do that. I could have, but anyway, something like this would come in handy. So I bought this little magnet board thing. And another thing I bought was a few weeks ago, I showed a box, a bigger version of a box like this, that I put my little fabric stash in. And I thought this would be really great for just, putting smaller things, accessories, whatever, in. So I bought this. Pardon my face. I'm going to put all this stuff I bought, put it in there. So I bought a few skeins of DMC that I was running low on. Although I was telling my sister, I probably have these. I bought a whole bunch of different colors for different projects on the off chance that some time ago I bought them about a year ago, I think, thinking that there was a chance that I didn't have certain colors or whatever. So I just went ahead and bought everything I needed. I had this list for whatever project I was working on. And then it turned out, of course, I did have most of them. All but like a handful, 2 or 3 or something, of these colors I had there in my boxes of DMC. And so now I have like a wad of them. And I haven't bothered to sort of catalog what numbers I have, so I ended up buying more. Because of these, I know, like this one, I know, $6.99, I know for sure I have like like maybe one long, length of it left, maybe two. But yeah. So, and these others, I was looking through my stash and they looked pretty skimpy. So I went ahead and bought them. Although, like I said, I probably have them already. And then, pardon my face, I bought a handful of little charms. There's some sea themed ones, an anchor and a seahorse and a sand dollar. What do you call it? Wheel. And there's a little ship itself right there. And then this one is sort of tropical fruit. Oh, let's see, put it right there. There's a strawberry, some strawberries, pineapples, watermelons. And here's some zoo animals. There's, sorry. There's a lion, a giraffe, an elephant, and I don't know, oh, a zebra. And then, oh, and I found a baggie of letter charms. So they're mosaic accents, but they're tiles. Like they look like travel tiles, except they don't have numbers on them, point numbers, but they have letters on them. And I thought they would be good. They'll make good needle minders, I think. So that's kind of what I'm thinking of for them. And then the other day I bought some beads. I was at Walmart. I had to go to Walmart to get something, and while I was there, of course, I was looking at in the craft aisle, and I bought some beads there, and I put them away. I don't think I talked about them here because I bought them just a couple days ago. But they were beads. But I bought some more. I bought these that they look like kind of like power shells. But and they're both sides and they're beads, but I think they would make interesting needle minders also, as well as beads like for scissor fobs or whatever. And these are little pandas. And these are kitties, I think. I glanced at them when I bought them. I think that's, yeah, that's what they're supposed to be, I think. And then just a regular, some little beads that look like hematite, for those of you who know. And then I bought some lobster claws, and I think I was just thinking about that. I may have bought some of those just recently anyway. And then I bought, excuse me, some, this is 22 count Hardanger white, and I think I'm probably going to dye them because I have, I kind of like, I'm this way about sheets too. I don't own any white sheets. I own a few like white pillowcases. But the sheets that I put on my bed are different colors: green, blue, purple, whatever. I don't own any white ones. But so the same thing. I bought this 28 count. Excuse me, I can't even speak. 28 count even weave. And then I bought some fabric, a fabric bundle. This fabric to use as backing fabrics. I don't have anything kind of neutral, but. So this, white and gray, and it's kind of hard to see. White, gray, and blue, and brown. So, yeah. So I bought those, and then I bought a bottle of purple Rit dye. So I spent, like I said, entirely too much money at Hobby Lobby, but, what the heck. Yeah, so. And then the other bit of haul that I have, oh no, and I bought some, I knew there was something else. magnets. I bought magnets. Bought some little ones. These are the little silver magnets. Super strong, you know. There's a little scale back here, and this the strength rating, and this is a 10. These are a number 10. Very strong. And then I also bought some black magnets, and these little ceramic magnets they're black, and they can leave a black residue on your fabric if they're not cleaned. And you know, if you clean them off really well, you know, I haven't had an issue with them leaving any kind of residue on my fabric. So I just clean them off really well, just with a, you know, scrap of cloth, and make sure there aren't any metal filings or anything like that on them, and just, you know, and they're fine. But then the other thing I got as haul, excuse me, there's a table right here that's handy, and I keep get my stuff there, so I keep bending forward and putting my face there. I'm going to take this out of the bag if I can. I have actually 2 bags that this is in. Sorry. It's in a bag and a bag. And I didn't take this out before to prepare it. Sorry. Here it is. Back in February, one of my viewers, Gloria, had alerted me to this, the embroidery.com website, just before February 1st. She told me about it. But they were having not contest, sort of a, you know, stitching thing, kind of like Maynia. But embroidery.com, it was a little, a challenge. That's the word I was looking for. A challenge, so that there were certain sort of parameters, rules, whatever, about this particular challenge. But for the month of February, you were to try to, it was the I Love to Stitch challenge, I think that's what it's called. Yeah. And so the challenge was to try to stitch every day in February, except that you were allowed like 4 missed days if you had to, for whatever reason. But then, and then the 29th was a mandatory stitch day. And if you fulfilled all those parameters, and you could post a, you know, before and after shot at the beginning and end of each day. And so if you fulfilled all those parameters, they would send you a little needle minder. And so this came in the mail last week. Love to Stitch 2020 needle minder. And then, since we had free shipping, we had a little code to put in to get the needle minder, and we had free shipping with that. So, so I got. I'm going to take these out of the plastic. I'm going to try to avoid the glare. This hands-on design with Priscilla and Chelsea. Priscilla. Called Hip Hop. Yeah. It's the little bunnies and carrots, and just really cute. And then this llama lump. Sorry, make my hand out of the way. Sorry about the glare. There we are. Llama lump by Plum Street Samplers. This, you know, one of their stackers, as people put it. There's a whole bunch of these. You know, Foxview is one that I could think of right off the top of my head. There's one with the sloths, and a whole bunch, like I said, a whole bunch in this series. But this is all llama lump. I really like. I think that's all the haul I got. It's enough. Okay, and then I want to talk a little bit about some items that are in the Etsy shop. One item that I think I've talked about it before, and I just want to talk about this new one. It's not in the shop yet, but it will be later on this week, I think. And this is just it's not finished. It's not fully finished. It's finished stitching, but it's not fully finished yet. But so that's why it's not in the shop yet, but it will be. So this is the original idea I had a long time ago. I just didn't know how it would work exactly, and but this is a chore flip, you know. So this part would go on, like, you could either put a magnet in the back of this, is what we're thinking, but for your dishwasher, you know. So this says dishes are, and there's a fork there, dishes are, and there's clean, and it's a sort of happy plate, happy face, and dirty, right? So the idea is you flip it around to show your dishes. And like I said, this will be finished and put up in the Etsy shop soon. It's not up there yet. So this is I showed this last week, but I think I want to show it again because the little notions pouch is finished. This is the notions pouch, and this is the bag. And again, these are good for knitters, but you can also use it as a you know, to go kind of bag, if you know, to take your stitching with you. It does not have a zipper closure or anything on the top. You know, and you can see this other fabric a little better here now. It's some like evergreen trees, pine trees. There's one there. And so this is kind of Christmassy, you know. It's got poinsettias and snowflakes, and it's got a Christmas print. And then this notions pouch that goes with it, and with a snap closure. And this swirly green fabric. And these are quilted, so they're thick, quilted finishes. Oh, sorry, wait. Yeah. So there's a little notion pouch, and there's the project bag. Yeah. So there's that. And then this other one is new, but it's the same kind of thing, the same idea, quilted finish. And this one is berries and flowers and stuff. There's this side, like this, and the handles. And this one again is quilted, and there's the inside fabric. So again, these don't have zippers or anything like that, and they're about, I want to say, 8 or 9 inches deep. So they're not as big as the other project bags that we've shown. But again, these are good for like knitting if you're a knitter, or good to just, you know, stick your project in if you're going to be sitting in the car waiting to pick up your kids from school. Of course, that's not, it doesn't apply now, but anyway. But then there's the notions pouch that matches it, and it has a snap closure also, and this fabric inside as well. There's the notions pouch, bag, and project bag. And then the other one, project bag, and notions pouch. And these I believe are already in the Etsy shop. These 2 bags. The chore flip will be in maybe next week, maybe, I don't know, soon, but not right away. Okay, so now I've talked about everything except what I was working on this week. So before Maynia, I was working on these 2 projects. And this is the one I'm working on. I kind of wanted to finish this in April before Maynia started because of, I was going to be working on Maynia stuff. But I didn't finish it. This is going to be for my neighbor who's been very nice to us. This, excuse me, one of the Be Well and Stitch series of freebies that were being designed for stitchers. And I wanted to do this for the one neighbor, like I said, who's been very kind and generous to everybody in the neighborhood, I think, and also to delivery people. Anyway, so I've been working on this, and I've got it, mostly done. I still have to do the pink inside the bunny's ears, and then there's an off-white. I don't think I have those 2 colors amongst. Oops, I'm about to drop my needle here. I was working on this Be Well part, and then there's some other flowers. There's some blue flowers and some pink flowers out of this same color of pink. And then the year 2020. Hold on just a second. Sorry about that. So I've been working on, like I said, I was working on this. I'm almost done. There's a little border around the top, and this I'm not quite done with a W, Be Well, and then the year. And like I said, there's some white to finish this little basket, and there's some flowers here. I don't have all the colors, but these 2 pink little tulipy flowers are done. And the bunny is mostly done, except for his eye, which is going to be this color, and his ears, which are going to be, inside of his ears is going to be pink. And again, this is a koala needle minder from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. So there's that. I'm almost finished with it. And then the other thing I worked on was this la-di-da kitty design. Worked on that briefly last week also. Just to finish up, I finished the trunk of the tree, so all that's left is, the leaves on it, and then of course the whole rest of the design. But anyway, the tree trunk is done, and I actually realized I had made a mistake here. I thought I had done everything but these 2 long branches, but I had left a stitch off of this line up here. But so I finished this. I think last time I had just a line down here, this line right here, and then I had the 2 long branches. But so I did those the other day. So that one, and I'll probably have to just set it aside until after Maynia. I don't know if I'm going to work on anything else during Maynia or not. I kind of don't think so, because I have a lot to do on these particular designs, I think, to make any significant progress on them. Sorry. Can't get this out for some reason. Okay. So for Maynia, like last year, I'm working on the 4 tall ship designs that I have. And that I worked on them last May and then didn't touch them the rest of the year, because then I started doing this and that, and Christmas came up, and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, so the first one up, I decided to start with Voyage of Discovery. This is the Maynia Pinta and Santa Maria. And so I had started, since I start in the center usually, almost always, I started with this ship here, and I had gotten these two gray colors. You can't really see that there's three grays down here. There's a very light gray that looks almost white that goes up. You can see the vertical lines up here. And then there's a sort of a medium gray and a dark gray. The dark gray goes in the middle here. And last year when I was starting it, I had gotten the darkest gray and the medium gray of these three grays. I had gotten the two mixed up. And I had already done them when I realized I had already done one of them, when I realized what my mistake was. And I thought, well, I'm not going to pull it all out because it was a lot of stitching that I had done. And I thought, if I pull it all out, it'll take forever, and so I didn't do it. But the more I thought about it, when I was getting this chart ready to go for this year, I thought, well, if I leave it there, first of all, I thought I wanted it to be right. I wanted it to be right. And then I also thought that if I made that mistake here, then I would have to make that mistake up here, and I would have to make it here, and I would have to make it here. And I didn't want to do that. So, last week, in preparation for yesterday, I pulled it all out. I left the lightest color, which was correct, and I pulled out the two medium grays that were reversed. Pull them out. And actually, when I was stitching it, I found another a mistake with the lightest gray. But anyway, so yesterday I did all, but I didn't do the darkest gray yet. But I found a mistake down here with the lightest gray. It looks white here, but it's not. These like 3 stitches here were 1 stitch too high, and when I was trying to count, I was like, this isn't right. This is not right. And I realized that these 3 were in the wrong place. So anyway, so I corrected those, and all of this, I had pulled out all of this darker gray color, and then this middle part here is where the darkest gray will go, and then there's some white that'll go in between all these other gray stitches here. But then this is a needle minder. This is I think this is actually Magellan's ship in Australia or something. If I'm reading this correctly, it says something like something about Australia, Terra Australis Incognitus, something like that. It says in here, really tiny, and something about Magellan. I don't know. Anyway, so this is the middle ship of those 3. I don't remember which one it is, but yeah. So this is the sail. And I was, thinking, well, I could do all this white stuff and finish that darker gray, and then I'll be, But across, there's 2 sails here. So I think it's across here. There's a little crossbar, and then there's a crow's nest. And so I might do those just to do something different, rather than this white. Or I might just do the white. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of white. There's some blank space in this picture. Some of this white around the ship is not stitched. And then there's some half stitches, around here, and some white. And since I'm doing it on this, I'm trying to, this fabric, looks a little bit like, sea and sky and all of that. This is a 28 count even weave. I think it's Lugana, that I used Rit dye, I think evening blue. And I was really happy with this. So all the ship patterns are on this. I'm doing on this fabric. So yeah, I think it's the white that is around it that are supposed to be clouds. I think it's gonna look good. on this fabric, and it'll, the rest, the unstitched part will look like clouds also, I think, like a cloudy sky. So I'm very happy with the way that is turning out. But yeah, so I have, that's one day stitching on top of last year's stitching, apart from the part that I pulled out. But so I'm hoping that by next week, when I will have started on the second one, whichever of the four is my second one, that I will have made some significant progress, hopefully, on this voyage of discovery chart. So I think that is all I have going on right now. So again, like I said, for Maynia, I'm doing a different one of my ships each Friday, and I don't think, like I said, I don't think I'm going to stitch on anything else this month except for maybe that Be Well pattern, because I want that one I want to give to my neighbor as soon as possible, especially now that things are like opening up supposedly, and some places are lightening up their their stay-home rules and all that. So I'm going to try to get that done as soon as possible, and fully finished. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. I kind of have an idea. I think I'm going to do some kind of flat fold or framing or something to sort of to finish it. But I'd like to get that done as soon as possible. So I don't know. I might work on it a little bit if I can, to see what I can do quickly, you know. But I'd like, but you know, it's I'm gonna have to squeeze it in there with my Maynia stuff, because I would like to spend the majority of time on those Maynia charts and again get a little bit more done. And hopefully I won't let them languish another year while I while I work on other things. But there's so much to do. There's so many things to stitch, you know. So anyway, that's it, I think. Until next time. Okay, thanks. Bye.